So, Humberto Carrillo recently, just 2 weeks after Mania, returned to Monday Night Raw to feud with Sheamus and for the United States Championship. So I guess this is going to be a constant program to get back Humberto to possibly, like, he's possibly going to win the U.S. title just for Sheamus to get him over because he's a veteran. Constantly because they need to get some young talent over, and they have been just mediocre even to make a noticeable mid card. Like everybody's in the mid card in WWE, but Humberto Carrillo just sucks to me. Yeah, I'm continuing this thing. So Humberto Carrillo sucks in many ways. I would make this by a list, but thanks he sucks. He has no right to have this organized. I think that he has no definitive look. What do you think? He just looks like if Psychosis and Juventud Guerrera just had SpongeBob's face when he turned normal, got rid of the corners, just a straight round shape. That is normal SpongeBob with Psychosis silhouette. He's skinny, has no system build. I mean, now he garnered a bit of muscle, but not where he looks toned, not where he looks like he can beat somebody up. No charisma, and people bring this up a lot. And people complain about it. Like, what do you mean charisma? Somebody that you connect to whenever he talks or looks or whatever he does. Like you want to see Humberto Carrillo on screen, you cheer for Humberto Carrillo on screen. You don't see anybody chant whatever catchphrase this guy has. This guy has no catchphrase, by the way. That also is terrible. No sign. He just runs up. I think he gets his arm up a bit, and then he runs up to the ring to fight somebody. That's his character. Mexicools is more it has done more for Lucha Libre and WWE than anything I've seen out of Humberto Carrillo. I've seen many Hispanic wrestlers either do average to downfall, like Alberto Del Rio, and now I heard he's back. Psychosis and Juventud Guerrera, super crazy. Sin Cara, Kalisto that just released, a lot of these guys at least had some watchability. At least some of these were by their impressive wrestling ability. At least I can say Kalisto, I've seen cool stuff off him and all this stuff. But really, is that eye catching about freaking Humberto? Most of his spots require him getting his ass kicked anyway by Andrade mostly. Takes bad spots, he just has his basic ass moonsault. No no promo skills. I mean, he'll be like, I'm here to kick your ass. Then he speaks in Spanish, like this is a thing now. They don't give you an acting school or freaking anything to make sure you stand out. It'll just be here to kick your ass. Then he'll speak his foreign tongue. That's literally Asuka, Akira Tozawa, and Humberto Carrillo. I think it also was Andrade too before he got released. He's gonna get his ass released too. And how Humberto is still there instead of Andrade, I don't understand. I also made my rant video on Andrade, but I expected bland people to get out also. More bland people to get out also. Did just nothing. What he's been, I know he's been in the WWE a bit lesser than Andrade. When did he came? Like 2018 to the main roster, but just no no identifiable thing about him other than people are just going to say that he's a great athlete. Whenever I hear that, that just means that you're nothing. At least Shelton Benjamin, people can at least say that he's a highlight reel over in the ring. He's athletic, he's cool, kids wants to do his moves. At least that took apart Shelton, why he is more precious to the company than whatever in the hell Humberto does for the company. That sounds mean, but just get it straight. Whenever you're making a booking series for WWE, did you ever add Humberto Carrillo into your conversation? You'll say, we'll do this with Charlotte Flair. We'll do this with Lashley, reunite the Hurt Business. We'll do this thing involving Brock Lesnar coming back. Possibly John Cena coming back. Rey Mysterio in a feud with his son. Or some other crap. Humberto never makes it to that booking highlight. Ever. I mean, really ever. Like, oh, he's on the roster? Ever. Like, talk. And whenever I say that, I don't mean that over a span like I hate the guy. I just say it over a reason why WWE is failing in general. Because now they're getting, I think, what, they hit a 1.7 over just hitting a 1.9, and that's after hitting a 2.1 after post Mania Raw. In the last three now episodes of Raw after WrestleMania, they have been plummeting over viewership wise, where they at least go average viewership during the second hour. And usually, whenever you're watching a TV show, at least a primetime show, you usually want to tune in possibly the last couple minutes or the last hour or something, because that's usually where like the bigger important stuff happens. But nobody does. And whenever you think of it, it's like, oh, Humberto Carrillo. Nobody can remember me a decent match unless it involves Andrade or his crappy feuds he had with Sheamus, or when he was feuding with Lashley, or that time he was feuding with Rollins with Aleister Black and kept jobbing out. Like there's no semblance of this guy who's getting packaged in for these feuds, and he has no semblance of standing out. Tell me, please. Don't you dare tell me that it's because WWE's not booking him right. The guy didn't came out skinny as a noodle. The guy can't speak English. That's not WWE's fault. That's how they signed him over because of their interest with indie guys. And it bites them up the ass because they have to release him later because they either don't know what to do with him. They'll F him up because they can't create a good television show, or these guys just don't improve themselves to begin with. That's why Andrade got released. That's why Keith Lee's still over on catering when he beat Orton in his debut on pay-per-view. Nothing else happened afterwards. That's not WWE's fault. And most points, certain places, and on most points, yes, WWE has effed up in most occasions over how to make a star. But these guys literally carry themselves like that. And that's over the current mentality of how it is to be a wrestler than it was in the 90s where anybody wants to be on TV. Now that everybody's okay, we're getting a participation trophy. That's technically what I'm seeing over with guys like Humberto Carrillo, Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, Mojo Rawley that's now gone, Drew Gulak, just guys that are happy to be here. And there's people still like R-Truth in his 50s in Old Spice commercials, while these guys are at the main event of main event. But that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You have no obligation to do that. Just really would really be nice if I grow out the channel because that means more of my videos are getting spread out, and I'll be really grateful. Thanks for watching, though.